how big of, that's a 4-point swing. How big is
that's coaching?
Yeah.
That's adjustments. That's them knowing that play worked last game against them, and we were saving it for the right time, for the right moment to keep the momentum going. And that's just coaching. Them making that adjustment and also knowing that we knew that it was going to work right then and there. Once the flavor we came together, we knew that it was going to work. So that's all. That's all them. Those 4 people on that staff. That's all those guys.
What changes for this team from a mentality standpoint now after getting this win and knowing that the NCAA tournament is in y'all's hands now?
I don't even think it's all the way in our hands yet. I don't want to think like that, and I don't want the guys to think like that. We're focusing on now, focusing on the moment now. We want to be ACC champs before we want to be national champs. So that's the goal and that's the focus. And we still hungry. We still hungry. We still feel like it's more to get. We still our hunger and all that's still there. We starting right now. We want to win. We want to get wins back. We felt like we lost a lot of games that we shouldn't. So we want to get wins back more than just locking in the bid or doing that. We want to fully lock in our bid by being an ACC champion.
What was the biggest difference you guys in the second half? Seemed like closing games was a struggle, down the stretch. What was the biggest thing you guys were able to change today?
Staying composed, staying composed, trusting each other, having the right guys out there, and just staying calm, making our free throws, and being in the right spots. Also, and trusting people. Trust people. I feel like we was getting a situation where we wasn't trusting each other all the way, but I don't think we're gonna have that problem no more.
How much did you set the tone early in the second half to kind of get that energy up?
I had to, because our back's against the wall at the end of the day, and we know that. We're not oblivious to what's going on. We know our back is against the wall. We know that we have to win. We know that we went through a losing streak. We know we've been through things. So, that's my job, and that's been my job all season. I feel like me as the teammate and as the loud guy on the team, as the people, building confidence, I was taking the back seat and doing that and being selfish around with myself. So I wanted to get back to being the energy guy, to getting everybody going, setting the tone, so we can be better as a team. That's the most important part.
You played Virginia twice now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Either time went well for you guys. What has to change in order for you guys to get a win tomorrow?
We're going to figure all that out tonight. I think we already know what needs to change. I think we know we was going to be in this situation. But if I tell y'all this, we're going to be in bad spots. And they might hear it. So, I never give y'all the hints. But, I think we know everything we need to change. I think we know the mentality we need to come with. And I think the best part for real is just staying consistent. I think we need to stay consistent. Don't let the runs get to us. Don't let the drops get to us. Just be ourselves. Be Wolfpack, be NC State, and play as a team.
Were you able to pull from experience of playing a team many times? In a year, obviously, you've played a lot of college basketball. How different is it third time playing a team rather than maybe the first or second?
It's definitely different. It's definitely I feel like we got 2 times to study them. We played them at our home and their home, so being at a neutral site, I think it should be a good experience, a good chance for us to go out there and get a win. And also a great chance for us to get better and make improvements. Beating a team that beat you by 20 plus 2 times, is an amazing feeling. I think we want that feeling more than them, so we're gonna go get it.
Speaking of playing a team 3 times, 2 years ago, NC State was in the same position when you were at Syracuse. Y'all beat the Pac twice, and they said that it came down to pride.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of the mentality this time against Virginia?
Yes, when you're back against the wall, a lot of different things happen, a lot of things change, and and a lot of acceptance happens also. So we understand the position we in, and we're not going to let nobody get in our way. It's Pac over everything. I think the guys know that.